Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Kidnapping turns deadly as Captor finally revealed, Sharon and Phyllis stunned. The Young and the Restless Y&R spoilers indicate that the kidnapping will turn deadly as the captor is finally revealed. Sharon Newman Sharon Case and Phyllis Summers Michelle Stafford will be stunned when they finally learn who's been holding them hostage. But who's it going to be? We know Ian Ward Ray Wise seemingly survived based on him opening his eyes and gasping in the ambulance. Ian was supposedly cremated according to the morgue, but he may have charmed someone into helping him keep up the ruse of his faked demise. However, if Ian was hanging around for revenge, wouldn't he be busy targeting Victor Newman Eric Braden for trying to kill him? Ian was recovering from a nearly fatal injury anyway, so it just doesn't seem like he's the culprit. That brings us to a clue Billy Abbott Jason Thompson will offer in the March 10th episode. After ruling Ian out as an option, Billy considers the possibility that another madman out there is responsible. If Billy's right, then Phyllis and Sharon's captor is perhaps a male character who's off his rocker. That makes sense considering Sharon and Phyllis are being held in an abandoned psychiatric facility called Havenhurst. In the beginning, Sharon considered the possibility that their captor was a former doctor or patient there. Let's focus on the patient angle and assume the person doing all this is mentally disturbed. Back when Alan Laurent Christopher Cousins first met Sharon, he mentioned that he was doing a psychological study and would like to interview her. Alan was writing a book, so let's keep that in mind for a moment. Under the circumstances, it may be time to revisit the theory that Alan isn't really Alan. What if Martin Laurent Christopher Cousins is the twin who survived the balcony fall in France and has been masquerading as Alan all these months? We can't forget about the time Alan walked in the Abbott mansion with Tracy Abbott Beth Maitland and acted like he'd never been there before. It might be been because Martin had never been there, unlike his brother. Martin previously worked for Alan and transcribed notes from his sessions, which led to him thinking he could do Alan's job better than him. When Martin eventually posed as Alan and interacted with Ashley Abbott Eileen Davidson, he went to extremes with his hypnosis tactics. Now let's think about Sharon and Phyllis' strange captivity situation. Doesn't it feel like a twisted, extreme form of therapy, like maybe the person responsible thinks they're helping while they're actually creating a total nightmare? In the March 10th episode, Sharon will consider the possibility that someone wants them to see their brilliance through the mystery and performance of it all. That's yet another clue that would fit for Martin. Since it's been established that Alan was doing research for a book and that he wanted to talk to Sharon, perhaps Martin researched all this info on her history with Phyllis. That fits because it would honestly take some serious research to know what song was playing at the event Phyllis and Sharon fought at. No one would just remember that off the top of their head, meaning the person behind all this doesn't necessarily have to be someone who knows Sharon and Phyllis all that well. They just have to be someone willing to put in the research. Let's recap all these clues so we can look at the big picture here. The kidnapper is potentially a former psychiatric patient who has forced Phyllis and Sharon into a game that feels more like a deranged therapy session. We could certainly buy that Martin is the one running the show here and that he hopes to prove his extreme methods can pay off. As luck would have it, Alan is back on screen during the week of March 10th to 14th and is essentially proposing to Tracy Abbott Beth Maitland in the preview video. Is Y&R setting poor Tracy up for a huge fall? Is the show about to reveal that Martin has been duping her all this time and that he's the person behind the kidnapping chaos? The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sharon and Phyllis will end up in a frantic fight to survive as the game goes off the rails, so stick with us for more Captor predictions and updates on all the shocking news ahead. In an explosive twist on The Young and the Restless, the highly anticipated kidnapping plot reaches a boiling point as the truth behind the captor's identity is finally exposed. The past few weeks have been a whirlwind of suspense, leaving fans on the edge of their seats. Now, as the shocking revelation unfolds, the stakes couldn't be higher, and the aftermath promises to send shockwaves through Genoa City. The abduction mystery unfolds. It all began innocently enough when Sharon Newman, Sharon Case and Phyllis Summers Michelle Stafford were thrown into a nerve-wracking race against time after discovering that someone close to them had been taken. Initially, the clues pointed toward a botched scheme by one of Genoa City's notorious villains, but as more details emerged, the case became more convoluted than anyone could have imagined. The identity of the person behind the kidnapping had remained a tightly held secret, with red herrings and false leads keeping both the characters and viewers in the dark. The situation escalated quickly, with Sharon and Phyllis on high alert, trying to make sense of cryptic messages and strange encounters. The duo's bond, already tested by years of rivalry and reconciliation, deepened as they worked together to unravel the mystery. Sharon, ever the protective mother, was particularly distressed, having to confront the possibility that her loved ones were in grave danger. Meanwhile, Phyllis, known for her fiery personality and sharp instincts, was determined to get to the bottom of the abduction. Together, they were a formidable force, but the answers they were searching for remained elusive. The deadly turn. Just when they thought they were getting closer to the truth, things took a dangerous and life-threatening turn. A new twist in the case left everyone reeling. What started as a straightforward kidnapping plot had now turned deadly. As Sharon and Phyllis continue their investigation, they uncover evidence of violence and threats that suggest the kidnapper isn't just seeking ransom, but has a more sinister agenda. The abduction is no longer just about power and control, it's about revenge. As Sharon and Phyllis begin to connect the dots, they realize that the person pulling the strings has been manipulating them from the shadows all along, playing a game of cat and mouse that is far more intricate than they ever could have anticipated. With the stakes higher than ever, the two women face the very real possibility that they may not make it out unscathed. The shocking reveal. In the dramatic turn of events that fans have been eagerly awaiting, the identity of the kidnapper is finally revealed in an electrifying moment that will change everything. The culprit, who had been hiding in plain sight, is none other than a familiar face from Genoa City's past, someone who had been underestimated, overlooked, and even forgotten. The reveal will send shockwaves through the community and leave Sharon and Phyllis reeling from the betrayal. As the pieces of the puzzle come together, the truth behind the abduction becomes clearer. The kidnapper's motives stem from deep-rooted resentment, a desire for vengeance, and a need to prove power over those they feel have wronged them. Their actions have been calculated, with each step designed to throw Sharon, Phyllis, and everyone else off the trail. Now that their cover has been blown, the consequences will be far-reaching, with every character in Genoa City being forced to reconsider who they trust and what they believe. Sharon and Phyllis in peril. As the tension heightens, Sharon and Phyllis find themselves trapped in a deadly confrontation with the kidnapper. In a desperate bid for survival, both women must rely on their instincts, determination, and resourcefulness to navigate the harrowing situation. What begins as a battle of wits and strategy quickly escalates into a life-or-death struggle, with neither side willing to back down. For Sharon, this is a fight to protect her family. The safety of her loved ones is paramount, and she is prepared to do whatever it takes to ensure their well-being. For Phyllis, the stakes are just as high. Though her relationship with Sharon has always been complicated, the shared goal of protecting their families has united them in ways neither could have imagined. As the confrontation unfolds, it's clear that their bond will be tested like never before. Their courage, loyalty, and strength will be their greatest weapons as they attempt to outsmart the kidnapper and escape the deadly situation. The emotional fallout. The emotional fallout of the kidnapping and the eventual confrontation will be felt by everyone in Genoa City. Sharon and Phyllis will have to confront the aftermath of the ordeal, facing the psychological toll it takes on their relationships, their careers, and their sense of security. Trust will be a major theme in the weeks following the revelation, as the residents of Genoa City grapple with the realization that someone they once considered a friend or ally may be capable of such a heinous act. For Sharon, the trauma of the abduction will hit particularly hard. As a mother, her protective instincts have always been strong, and this experience will challenge her in ways she never expected. She'll have to lean on her loved ones, especially her family, to heal and regain a sense of stability. Phyllis, too, will be forced to confront her past and the choices she's made. The event will cause her to reassess her relationships with those closest to her, as well as her own moral compass. The revelation will have a ripple effect throughout the entire town. Long-standing friendships will be tested, and new alliances may be formed as the characters of The Young and the Restless try to come to terms with what has transpired. The shocking events will undoubtedly change the landscape of Genoa City, as the consequences of the kidnapping continue to unfold. What's next as the mystery of the kidnapping comes to a head? Fans can expect more twists and turns as The Young and the Restless continues to deliver drama and suspense. The aftermath of the deadly confrontation will leave viewers questioning who can be trusted, who will rise to the occasion, and who will fall from grace. Sharon and Phyllis, now forever bound by this shared traumatic experience, will undoubtedly find themselves at the center of the action, dealing with the fallout from the life-threatening ordeal. One thing is certain, the fallout from this kidnapping plot is far from over, and Genoa City will never be the same again. Will Sharon and Phyllis find a way to heal and rebuild their lives? Or will the aftermath of the ordeal drive a wedge between them and those they hold dear? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear, the game of cat and mouse has only just begun, and the consequences of the kidnapping will ripple through Genoa City for weeks to come. As always, The Young and the Restless delivers a thrilling, edge-of-your-seat storyline that keeps fans coming back for more. With secrets, betrayals, and alliances shifting, Genoa City is about to be rocked by the aftermath of this deadly kidnapping. Stay tuned for more shocking twists and emotional moments as this gripping saga unfolds.